All right, guys, so you all know I have one-handed backhand, and before, actually, when I was a kid, I used to play two-handed backhand, and mostly because when I was small, I always wanted to play one-handed. I love the shot, as many of you do, and but I was too small, so I played a couple of group ages, and a lot of times I was like 8 and playing against 10-year-olds, so hit my backhand, and I had to go with the two-handed backhand. I didn't like it, but I had to go with it. So at the age of 14, I refused playing with two-handed anymore, and I went to one-handed backhand. At that time, I had so much trouble because you're just learning the stroke, but you're already playing high-level tournaments, and sometimes I would just slice the whole match, and I was really afraid. And I found there's a couple of things that happens, and one of the major problems that I had on that backhand at that period of time, that when I fixed it, I felt so free. And I see in a lot of people here around that have one-handed backhand, they have the same common issue. And when they fix that, it helps them a lot. So in a second, we'll go into that issue. I'll explain the problem, and then we'll give you a few drills to help you out to solve that problem if you have that. Now, before we jump in, at the end of the day, sometimes I feel like it's much easier to even have a weak backhand when you have an amazing serve. If you hit a lot of aces, you don't even have to hit a backhand because you can hit a big serve and stay with your forehand and start winning a lot of points like that. So before we jump into the video, guys, go under the link below and you will find a free serving course. Jump in on it, learn all about the serve, how to increase the power, so at a certain point you don't even need one-handed backhand. All right, so the first thing I'll tell you, so on the one-handed backhand, there's a lot of people, especially when they switch from two-handed or just learning a stroke, a lot of times the left hand makes a crucial role. So when you learn technique and sometimes you want to be aggressive, add some power, people start making mistakes because they're not sideways at the point of contact and they're overturning. So this left hand actually plays a crucial role for you to stay sideways. Of course, there are other elements. When you're learning the one-handed backhand, of course, the whole technique is very important, biomechanics, transfer your body weight into the ball. But that becomes very crucial when you already know how to hit the ball. And we've seen many people, they start accelerating, and when they accelerate, they open up, the left hand stays next to the body, and they overturn, the ball comes flat, it goes into the net, it goes wide. If you go on cross court, it goes too wide. Sometimes when you go down the line, you just slice the ball with the side spin, the ball goes to the side. So I'm gonna give you a few drills that are gonna help your one-handed backhand, making sure the left hand naturally goes back and you're staying sideways. So let's jump into it. All right, guys, so the first step, if you're actually having that problem, and we showed it before in the previous videos about progression on the one-handed backhand, and I think I'm going to take that part of the progression I'm going to show in a little bit. You're probably already familiar with that. There's a drill where you can tie up any kind of string or bungee cord to any really thing. You can do it to the fence or you can do it to the basket, and you're just going to do a shadow swing where you're going to attach it to your left hand. You're going to have your racket up here, and as you swing, you're going to make forward. So you see your left hand naturally is going to go back, and you're going to make many reps doing it. So that will help you to stay sideways and bring your left hand back. Okay? Just like that. That's first drill that will help you out to keep your left hand back, and you just have to do a lot of shadow swings. If you feel like you're pulling on it, it means you're actually having a big problem there where you're going to be overturning, and that's where it's so important. Now, next one, you can do a little bit differently. So you can stay sideways. I would suggest do like a fence or a little bit higher. If you're really tall, probably the basket will be a little bit too low. But the next step would be actually doing a shadow swing where you'll have to actually bring your left hand back and touch that object. So you're going to stay sideways. You're going to face the net. You're going to do split step turn, and then as you swing, you're going to release it back. So make sure you're not doing it before. A lot of people after split step, they turn, then they touch it, and then they swing. So that's not going to help, because when you're swinging and your left hand already back, you're still going to overturn. So it's not going to help. You want to make sure the timing of it is important. So you're going to do a split step, turn, and then when you start swinging, you bring it back and touch it. And again, split step, turn, bring it here, and then when you swing, you're gonna touch it back. So that will help you out a little bit. Next step already will be, after you did a lot of repetition, you did those kind of drills a few times, we'll need to drop the ball. And this is what you're gonna have 2 balls in your hand. And this time we're gonna swing forward. And one ball you're gonna drop in front. And the second ball, when you swing, you gotta toss back, okay? So it's a little complicated, so make sure you practice that enough. So you're going to take sideways, you toss the ball, and you toss the ball back. Okay? So in this way, you know that you're taking your left hand back. So again, you toss the ball, hit, and you throw the ball back. Now, if you find yourself doing this, where you toss and you go like that, that means you're bringing your left hand next to you, or it drops next or goes to the side. It means you're doing not a so good job. So make sure, make repetitions where you swing and that ball comes right back as you start swinging. Now, time it well, make sure you're not doing this either, where you toss, and then hit. So you don't want to do it early. As soon as you start swinging, you release the racket, the left hand is coming back, which is going to keep you sideways a little bit. All right, in this case, I'll need a raise for a second, and he's going to feed me some balls, and we're going to try to actually do it while he's feeding, so the ball is going to be coming to me. There you go. All right, so next drill, Aritz is actually going to toss to me. We're still going to have a ball in our hand. Let's take a few more so I don't have to run out of the frame. I'll take like four balls. So every time he fits, I'm going to turn. So I'm going to be facing the net first, split step, turn, he fits the ball, and then when I swing, I'm going to toss the ball back away from me. And I'm going here. There you go. And I need another ball, I guess. Split step, turn. And again, I'm going to get another ball, split step, turn. And again, woo, that one I missed a lot. There you go. And of course, it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable because you're going to be conscious of having no ball. You can have something else in your hand. So next step, to change it up a little bit, he's going to go to the other side. He's going to fit the ball. It's going to come faster, and I'll have to do exactly the same thing with the ball. Okay. All right. So guys, he's going to fit the ball to my back, and same thing. I'm going to have to split step, turn, and then when I hit the left, the ball has to go out of my hand. And again, here we go. There you go. And again. That's it, and it keeps me sideways. Of course, take your time because it's actually not that easy to pull out of your pocket. If you have bigger pockets, it's easier, of course. But basically, that's how you work on it. So next step, we're actually going to try to rally backhand to backhand on the ground stroke without a ball now, and see if it helped you out to stay sideways. So let's just have a rally on the backhand cross court. Let's see here. There we go. And you can see how my left hand goes back a little bit more now, making sure the point of contact staying sideways. There you go. Oh no, missed it. All right, this is the way to work on that specific problem when you have to take your left hand back. You can do it not with the tennis ball. Sometimes it's uncomfortable because the ball is a little bit too big. So it could be any really object, could be even ping pong ball or anything that you just have to be conscious of throwing it back and keeping yourself sideways. So thank you guys for coming out. Like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and see you next time.
My name is Aritz.
And my name is Sergey Belov.
And welcome to Time Value of Tennis. Why do you know?
Why were we doing this?
I don't know.
We're just like, it's just, my name is Sergey Belov. And now.